Look at the Pacific Ocean and Shalom, the dwelling place, the resting place, the oath, the swearing that the Most High. So the Pacific time zone, the 120 degrees, 60 degrees from there brings you to the middle of the Ring of Fire. So the Pacific Ocean, right, the borders of that make the Pacific Rim are 120 degrees east with Yam, the Canaanite deities, the waters, Baal, and this worship. Understand where it comes from. Look at the Canaanite deity Yam, Yami, right? And you understand the South Seas, Hebrew number H3220, the South Seas, the Great South Sea, and that region of the Pacific Rim, the Ring of Fire. Understand Yam, you understand what being a Hebrew is, meaning to go across. And you understand Abar, to cross over. What did they cross over? The Hebrews. Before the Israelites crossed over, the Hebrews was known for crossing over. What did they cross over? Pacific Ocean and the Pacific Rim. Well, you understand how the borders that make the rim. So you look at the Pacific Ocean and Shalom, the dwelling place, the resting place, the oath, the swearing that the Most High. So as you see the Pacific, understand the pacifier. So when you see the Pacific Ocean and the soothing of the sound. The ancient people of this region here of California, you'll understand why when these crossings took place and they entered into these regions, all right, the sun, the dawning, a dawn, and the crossing of what place where the day ends, Muth, all right, and the celebrations, blackness that you find worldwide, you got to understand that the new year, the springing, the Asiatic black man. West coast of California down to Peru, you have the Ring of Fire. This is the important on why we need research, why we do discovery, and why we seek to review information, and why we need to establish our own institutions to do our own research and have the ability to look at our own monuments. Look at the Canaanite deity Yam, Yami, right? And you understand the South Seas, Hebrew number H3220, the South Seas, the Great South Sea, and that region of the Pacific Rim, the Ring of Fire. A region across. So understand why the Phoenicians and the Carthaginians used to tell these stories about the seas to keep the others from wanting to go across. Eber. Understand the ship Ma. You have to understand the Canaanite deities, the Yami, right? And the South Seas, the Yam, the Canaanite deity, Yam. Right? So this deity, dealing with the seas, the ocean, is where Phoenicians, they would tell these stories about the Leviathans and these sea monsters to prevent those from coming from the old world over into the new world across the seas. This is why for so many years they had this fear to come across the waters, and they worshiped these deities. So as you see here, the rum shaking, the 120 degrees east and 120 degrees west, the borders here of the Ring of Fire, the Rumpel, the Verdana, the room, the home of the house of the sun, Bethel. So understand the 120 degrees east and 120 degrees west, and the Ring of Fire, the rum shaker, the shaking, the Rasha that takes place here, being in this region of the Ring of Fire, the Rumpel. So when you see here in this region of the Pacific, here in the primitive nations of America, they have a group of people called the Hatanats. You understand the Negrito tribe and the Andaman Islands and the Khoikhoi people, and how they're referred to as. So as you see here, the primitive black nations of America resemble the Asiatic Polynesian Negroes. This is why you find the ancient skull Louisa here from the Americas. The Verdana, the room, the home of the house of the sun, Bethel. So when you see here in this region of the Pacific, here in the primitive nations of America, they have a group of people called the Hatanats. You understand the Negrito tribe and the Andaman Islands and the Khoikhoi people, and how they're referred to as. So as you see, when these invaders came into the west coast